Shalom Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah Barakatham to all the Israel, man. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Lataba Hashem Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. This the I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky, man. Telling y'all to subscribe and like all of our content that we're putting out, man. Go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, man. Support the priests and prophets here in Kentucky. As a matter of fact, support all I.S.U.P.K. platforms, man. Anytime you see a UPK, I.S.U.P.K. page, like it, man. Subscribe it, because the content that's coming out is heavy, man. With that, shalom. Most High in Christ. Alright, today we're gonna go over the book of Obadiah, and we're gonna go over thermonuclear war, man, because the end is coming. The Most High has already set a decree for the destruction of our enemy, who is Edom, who is Esau, and Esau's actions is showing us exactly what the Most High meant. Prophecy is right in front of our face if you just open your eyes, man. The COVID plague from the Lord is blinding our enemies to the real threat, which is thermonuclear war. This is why it's so important that every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian learn the truth, abide by the truth, but more importantly, come into the truth. And the way you come into the truth is through the I.S.U.P.K, man. Contact ISUPK.com. Get to your nearest camp leader in your city. We can provide a number, and we can make sure, man, that listen, the most important thing you do in your life is not vote. That voting you did was not the most important thing you've ever done. Not to mention now, Michigan doesn't even want to count the 80% black vote in Detroit. You know, Detroit's 80% black, so now they don't even want that vote to count. But the white county, I forget the name of it, it's 95% white. That's okay. Now, I know that they later came and tried to fix everything, and maybe Biden will win, and maybe that's what happened. But my point is these is all distractions to get you so in tune, so focused on things that are none of your business. These are white people's affairs. While the rest of the world is plotting against Edom. And as long as you're Edom's slave, you're going to suffer his same destruction. So this is going to be a journey, man, on separation. Because if you knew someone's house was about to be destroyed, you get the hell out of there. You get away from it. I don't give a damn what ties you have to it. I don't care if you got a bedroom there and your clothes is in there, your new Gucci belt and everything you love, your new cars in the garage. You get the hell away from there. Once you knew, total destruction was on its way. You get the hell out of there and you start over. That's all the priests and the prophets of the I.S.U.P.K is telling you to do. Get out of this master's house and start over. But start over with I.S.U.P.K, man. With that, let's get it.
Оставалось и остается крупнейшей ядерной державой. Нет, с нами никто по существу не хотел разговаривать. Нас никто не слушал. Послушайте сейчас.
You know, the nuclear threat is so dangerous and important, but it's being overshadowed by the Lord's plague. And Esau cannot deal with this nuclear threat properly. You know? And when I say Esau, I mean his nation. There are some higher ups in the United States government that know what's happening, of course. But Esau as a whole, they don't know. They don't realize the threat, the danger. They're only concerned about COVID, man, which the Lord brought to this earth. I want to read something. I'm gonna do a little bit of reading, and this is coming from the Washington Post, but I want to read the information that they're putting out. The title is "Threat from Nuclear Weapons and Missiles Has Grown Since Trump Entered Office." North Korea's new road mobile intercontinental ballistic missile paraded through the streets of Pyongyang this past weekend has underscored a worrying reality. The global threat from nuclear weapons and menacing missiles has grown since President Trump entered office, despite his administration's fitful efforts to control them. Now, I don't know if y'all remember Trump before he was president, but I remember Trump used to always interject. He was one of those ones that said nuclear weapons are so dangerous they need to be destroyed. You know, he was one of those dudes that understand that he wants his riches and his privilege to continue. But nuclear weapons will bring all of that to an end. That's why every nation is in a race to get nuclear weapons. Because once you have those, the destruction you can cause will even make a more powerful entity think. Like, hey, if I attack them, they can knock off so many of us or so much of our interests, they become untouchable. I'm going to continue reading. The unveiling of the untested weapon, we'll get to the tested part later, which appeared to be a larger version of a North Korean missile that can reach the United States, came less than a week. Let me repeat this part. Less than a week after Russia test launched an anti-ship hypersonic cruise missile on President Vladimir Putin's birthday, and a month and a half after China test fired its Courier Killer and Guam Killer ballistic missiles into the disputed South China Sea. Now let's talk about this. America has more battleships and aircraft carriers than anyone. It is a weapon where you're talking about land wars, and you just can't defeat this animal because they can have so many jets in your territory in minutes. In minutes. You understand that? That it becomes such a powerful weapon. Well, now Russia has a weapon to destroy those ships. You understand that? They developed a weapon that will destroy those those ships with the cruise missiles, and the aircraft carriers that got those jets that can, just do so much damage to Russian installations as far as missile defense. So, it's a game of war. But America is so consumed with COVID. Did y'all hear any of this? Did anybody hear any of this? Did anybody? Did you know that North Korea is testing weapons? We known that they could have had a weapon, but now we know they got a weapon that can hit the United States right now. So if they have a nuclear, if they have nuclear technology, then that means they have a nuclear weapon that can hit the United States right now. We know Russia does. China has weapons that can defeat America. And that's why they call it the Guam, the Pacific. In the Pacific, China is still fighting. You only know about Japan. But you don't know that Japan is not friendly with China. Japan wants the Pacific, right? They lost. China wants it. China wants it all. China wants all of those so-called lands that's associated with Asians or Moab. Because Moab loves to dominate all of those so-called Asian places. Now let's get deep into this. China is at a big standstill with Taiwan. The island of Taiwan and Hong Kong, which we'll get into later. These are places that China wants to dominate. Imagine America's Puerto Rico, America's Virgin Islands, America's Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? America's Alaska. Well, to China, that's Taiwan. That's their land. That's Hong Kong. That's their land. But through American dominance and American meddling, these places want independence. So America brought battleships and aircraft carriers to that region. They just sit over there as a threat. Not to mention the submarines as a direct threat to China. America has South Korea as a direct threat to North Korea. America has the Balkans, most of East Europe, all of the rest of Europe as a direct threat to Russia. What people don't understand is Russia. Imagine Russia being the only gas station in a small town. I wouldn't give a damn who owned that gas station. You got to go get gas from it. You got to go to them for your gas, your power, and everything you need. That's Russia to Europe. Because Russia can hit a switch, boop, Ukraine, darkness. Czechoslovakia, darkness. Yugoslavia, and now it's Serbia, Kosovo, and all that, darkness, man. Georgia, which is a state in the United States, but it's a country over there. It's where them devils actually damn near come from. Over there in the Caucasus Mountains. Georgia, boop, darkness. Russia has the power to do that. So America came in and meddled to break all of those little countries apart when they were the Soviet Union. Now it's just Russia. Russia never forgot that. Russia is still fighting to catch up to America's direct disrespect and active war to their land. Now, let me continue reading though. The situation presents a broader challenge to the United States. The administration has heralded an era of great power competition with China and Russia, resulting in a competitive buildup that arm control advocates warn is risking a full-blown arms race. Russia is developing nuclear-armed underwater drones, nuclear-powered cruise missiles, and other destabilizing weapons designed to penetrate U.S. missile defense. So you see Trump on TV. I love Putin. He's my friend. We're brothers. Because this is why I tell you, black man, Hispanic man, Native man, get out of white folks' business. Because while you saying Trump is cuddling up to Putin, Putin is seeking your destruction. Because you are over here, dumb. You're with America. And Putin is Slovakia. Putin is plotting your destruction. I meant to say Putin got a potent plan to destroy you, man. Destroy you. But you into the news. You're into the media. You're into what they want to tell you. But let's continue reading. It also says that China is ramping up its missile force and building out its nuclear capabilities with new nuclear submarines. And the United States is modernizing its own arsenal while aiding and adding low-yield nuclear warheads to submarines and enhancing missile defense, all the while Iran and North Korea are advancing as threats. See, it's very important that you don't understand or know nothing about this. COVID is from the Lord. There's nothing you can do but protect yourself best as you can and pray that the Lord did not predestine you to have it. That's it. This nuclear threat is real. And the Lord has already told you it's going to happen. This is why the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General Yahanna is so important, man. Because we need to learn how to separate from these people spiritually. So when these weapons hit, I don't care what y'all say, the Lord is going to protect us. It's happened before on this earth. You better research. It's happened before. The Lord has us protected as long as we are with Him. These people are plotting. They're plotting against the white man in America, man. Let me finish reading. I'm going to get down to this right here. The issue looms over the final days of the U.S. presidential campaign. Okay? As North Korea demonstrates that despite Trump's effort, Kim Jong-un's regime is busy enhancing its nuclear missile arsenal. Trump is also rushing to conclude a last-minute arms control deal with Russia, hoping to secure an agreement he can tout as a diplomatic win before, the results of the elections, which we have, or do we? Let me tell you something, man. And what I'm about to tell you, everybody in the I.S.U.P.K knows. We've been there, we've done that. Zechariah 14:12 explains it. Let's get that. This nuclear threat is so important But I understand, man. The Lord is so powerful. And those that understand, we should realize that the Lord is blinding Edom to not see what's going to happen. We can get into Gog, Magog and all of that, but let's keep it simple right now. The Lord is blinding our enemies with another plague before he brings the plague of destruction towards them. Let's get into the book of Zechariah 14 and 12. And it reads, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem," man. This is going to be a plague of all the people that fought against Jerusalem, man. Every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian on this planet. Everything you go through daily. Being seen as less than. Being treated as less than. The Lord see that. The Lord see that. The Lord see that, Akwaf. And has a decree in the greatest book ever written. And I'm going to start from the top. "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes. And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth." Thermonuclear war. And what nuclear weapons cause. A direct description written thousands of years ago. True prophecy of what's going to happen to those that have gone against every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man. Every Ishkarite brother, man, and his people that was hung and killed. Y'all act like only black people been hung. Every Ishkarite brother, man, and sister that was tarred and feathered. That was raped and pillaged, destroyed, limb from limb, horses going in different directions, tearing them apart to gain land. From the islands, all the natives of the island that was put into so much slavery, so much persecution, so much destruction, man, for greed of an animal. The Lord got a plan for them. The Lord got a plan for them. Every so-called black man, they have to sit here and try to be so good, so right, so extra to please a people that'll never love you and never have. Don't forget, love is an action word. They've never loved you. We just had the people that support Trump. What they do? They went to Washington. They went to Washington, D.C. They was mad. I don't care what the numbers. They try to belittle it. I don't care. White people went to Washington mad at the vote. Correct? How many white people went to Washington for you, black man? Where's that Washington march to protest police-involved shootings of unarmed black men and women. I don't care if they come out with you. Where is their organized march? They just had a million MAGA march. Or I like to call a million moron march. Where's their march for you? These people don't love you. These people don't care about you. It's all a smoke screen. Just like that smoke you see in front of this screen right here. You know what I'm saying? This righteous smoke, they use a evil smoke to deter you from the truth, man. The truth is, they're about to be destroyed. Like Rome, like Greece, like Persia, like Egypt, like Samaria. And the list goes on, man. What, are these the people that's going to last forever? All those other great so-called kingdoms was destroyed. And so shall this one. You disrespect the Lord's people, destruction is coming, man. Separate from them. But now there's a book. There's a book of Obadiah that explains what's going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Let's break down the book of Obadiah. The book of Obadiah reads, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God, concerning Edom. Concerning Edom. Who is Edom? Who is Edom? Edom is Esau. Let's go to Genesis. Let's go to Genesis. What's that? 36 and 8? Let's go to Genesis 36 and 8. You know what I'm saying? The book of Genesis, chapter 36, verse 8. And I'm just going to read this to prove who Edom is. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. You understand that? Esau is Edom. And let me tell y'all something, man. The white man is the devil the Bible speak of, because y'all have never heard of this. So when you finally hear it, it's so strange to you. Let's go to Genesis 25 and 25 real quick. This is a story about twins in a womb. You know what I'm saying? Different nations. Different manner of people. Twins in a womb. Twins in a womb. Let's read. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So this is Esau, the father of Edom. Let me break this down real quick, and I like to make this very simple. They didn't describe his twin brother Jacob, because Jacob came out normal. He came out like every other black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. But there was a new being on the earth that was red. This is not the English language. When they say red, why would they say red? What red people are on the earth? This ain't Egypt with green people and blue people and all of that. What made them red? Because white people are red. They actually called themselves Edom and red for thousands of years. They knew who the hell they was. Red. Blood showing forth through the skin. That's red. That's who Esau was when he was born. The hairiness. All of that. Come on, man. Y'all already know. I tell you what, I talked about Georgia, the country, earlier. Google Georgia, Google Caucasus Mountains. They got towers right now today. They're still up. That they say these are the ancient towers where other factions would come and our people lived in the tower. Straight up and down tower. Say they never came outside, nothing. They lived in the tower, up and down. Look how they look. They're hairy all over. And they're red. Could you imagine them not shaving? Them not so-called grooming themselves? It's Esau. But we'll do a breakdown on that later. I'm not going to let y'all get away from thermonuclear war, which is at our doorstep. I just wanted you to know who Edom is. And it's Esau, the white man, the devil the Bible speaks of. So let's go ahead and read Obadiah. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God, concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Let me check this out. I remember being in church when I was young, going to Bible study. And I used to ask, what is all these little books towards the end of the Bible? And I never got a breakdown on none of them. Oh, those are books that we're not concerned with. How the hell are you not concerned with God's word? What sense does that make? Let's continue reading though. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly depressed. You think America is so great. You think it's so big, so beautiful, so awesome, so all of this. The other parts of Edom, the other heathens, they love China. They love Japan. They love other parts of Europe, France, London. They don't want to move to America. They love to come visit. Why? You're small. Americans are vile. Disgusting. They're nothing. Then when you go to China, they don't like London. It's a great place to visit. You go to Japan, they don't give a damn about they don't give a damn about Edom. They like Japan. That's where they want to be. They love to come visit. You might have some less thans of their society that want to come for a new start because they can't be nothing at home. But the heathens do not think highly of this place. You think they do, but they don't. The Arabs come here in their big jets, do all manner of wickedness, and they go back to the desert. They don't want to come over here and be American citizens unless they not shit over there. Salakia. The pride of thine heart. I'm reading verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellst in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down? America builds their habitations high. Look at other cultures. No one had high rises, skyscrapers, and all of this crap to live in. Show me a condo at the top of the pyramid. Show it to me. Show any pyramid you find. Show me a goddamn room at the top where someone was living. This is a white man trait. It's who they think they are. They're above everyone. I live up here and I frown on what's down there. Who else thinks like that? Who has that spirit? We found ancient towns and it's leveled. Edom wants to be high. Edom wants to be above everyone it lives amongst. And the Bible just said it. And that's why it said, who shall bring me down to the ground? Question mark. Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. And I was about to get to that. It's not a coincidence that the Bible takes Edom high in their habitat and then says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Every kingdom this white man has had has been represented by the eagle. This is prophecy. This ain't a Sar Naquash talking. This is prophecy. We're watching SpaceX. What was that, last week or so ago? Fly off, take off. Space station. What's that? It's a nest amongst the stars. Israel didn't plan that. The heathens did. Esau did. That's his nest. Because that's who he thinks he is. This is why they got a military in space. What are they fighting against? Black man? Hispanic man? Native man? If you have a military and a budget for it in space, what are you planning to fight against? What? You got a space, you got a base, you have everything you need to defend yourself against something. Let's continue reading. Verse 5. If thieves came to thee, thieves, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? Question mark. Any other animal will only rape and pillage till they've had enough. I don't need to continue to destroy you. I'm on top. I've took your land. Ephraim, I've took your land. Now I'm okay. But that's not the white man. The white man is a thief, man. A real thief. An animal. He will take your land and continue to destroy you after that defeat. The Lord saw it though. Let's continue reading. Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers, this is so powerful. Vision this. People that come gather grapes. What are they gathering grapes for? You don't just go get grapes. You got a quota. You got a amount of grapes you need. Correct? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Meaning, would they just come and get the grapes that they need? Or would they see all of these grapes and take them all? You can't have none. They're not mine. I'm a gatherer. But I'm going to take them all. Nigga, I want them all. You can't have none. That's Edom. That's Edom. Verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? How? Are we defenseless out here? Are we? Let's continue reading. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wonder under thee. There is none understanding in him. If I may, I'm going to go back to the Washington Post. And Salakia, give me a minute. Because all of these countries that you think are so cool with America, they're not. They're not. So let me read the Washington Post. Their, what they call it, op-ed, whatever. Let's read this. China and Russia are becoming more aggressive in their own neighborhoods, which is so important if you understand world politics. Nuclear-armed India and Pakistan are clashing over disputed territory, and the Trump administration is alienating allies in Europe. Narang said the U.S. killing of Iranian Major General Qasem Soleimani in a drone strike in Iraq, he said, has only increased the rationale for Iran and North Korea to pursue nuclear programs to safeguard their regimes, man. It's not just we are building and modernizing our nuclear weapons program. We are doing it at a time when states are seeking riskier behavior with each other also. Meaning, look, America, we have no other way. There's no other way for us to get your attention because you're so like destructive. So let me read 7 again. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. South Korea, North Korea, there's a border there. Georgia, Russia, there's a border there. Taiwan, America, Taiwan with China, there's a border there, man. There's a line that can't be crossed. But there's wars in between that line. There's an act of being stronger than the other. Let's read this. It has brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee deceived thee. America said that China isn't a threat. They don't want thermonuclear war with America. They just signed the China deal. The trade deal. How the hell you sign a trade deal with someone that wants your destruction or your interests? The destruction of your interests. How? That doesn't make sense. Wake up, Black, Hispanic, Native man. Wake the hell up. It says, thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. That, hold on, Salakia, the Bible's so incredible. They that eat thy bread have laid a wonder under thee. There is none understanding with him. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm going to go back up to 6 real quick. We're going to get back to that, but let's go back up to 6 real quick. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? So, Esau wants to tell you COVID. Esau wants to tell you voter fraud. Esau wants to tell you all manner. Border walls. Wait a minute. A border wall? What about North Korea? Correct? What about Russia? What about China? Now let's go back down to 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. I have to reiterate this, because the borders of the American dominance are being destroyed by Russia, China, North Korea. Study it. Study it, Akwaf. Learn. The Bible just said that. They're being destroyed. There's a challenge at the borders. Don't think American borders. Mexico not trying to invade. Canada not trying to invade. It's the American empire. The interest. Taiwan under nuclear alert. Israel, the fake country, nuclear alert. South Korea, nuclear alert. Taiwan, Hong Kong, nuclear alert. You understand that? They understand that at any moment a war could break out with missiles falling in their neighborhood. They understand that. Let me continue reading. The men that were at peace with thee, China, Russia, North Korea, right? Have deceived thee, Iran, continue nuclear weapons. Pakistan, continuing nuclear weapons. They got them. They test them. They show the world they have them. China, hey, let's sign this trade deal, my friend. You're my buddy. Let's sign, and guess what? Nuclear weapons. Russia, Trump's my homeboy. Nuclear weapons. Got submarines that's going to shoot underwater, destroy all American. How the hell we homies and you plotting to destroy me? Because they deceived thee and prevailed against thee. How? They prevailed because guess what? They got nuclear weapons. They got weapons that will destroy battleships. So now America got to use what? Economic power. That's what they're using now. It's economic power. Their military power is diminishing. You understand that? They that eat thy bread, America gives to China, gives to North Korea, gives to Russia. Did y'all know that? They gives to them and their interests all the time. Give to them. They eat the bread of Esau. They have laid a wound under thee, though. There is none understanding in him. They don't care about what you think is important. There is a war going on, man. 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understand out of Mount of Esau? That's a question. So, are the soldiers going to die? They're the warriors. That's it? No. Everyone. All of Esau will die. Trump, his administration, Biden, his administration. If the Lord comes and thermonuclear war hits, they will be destroyed. I don't give a damn what technology or what bunker they in, man. Thus saith the Lord. Their destruction is coming. Their wise men, their leadership is going to be hit. Don't think it's going to be Brandon that used to smoke crystal that went to the military and then going over there and died. He's not going to be the only one. You understand that? Esau is going to be destroyed, period. Esau. If I'm correct, that's the only nation that has total destruction as their conviction or their sentence is destruction. You see what I'm saying? Let's go down to 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Let me tell you something. We're going to get more into it as I read further. But they're not going to be destroyed for nothing. Just because they have red skin and they're, the ugliest people on the planet. Salakia. That's not why. It's because the violence you have against Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. You have to die for that. You have not tried to change. You have priests and prophets of the I.S.U.P.K. on the streets all around the world trying to get you to realize how destructive and animalistic you are. But you don't listen. You got an excuse. This is why the Lord has to destroy you, man. And that's why the Bible said you shall be cut off forever. 11. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them, man. Your destruction, your acts has been just as worse and disrespectful as any act that has ever came amongst Israel. You understand that? This is why you, the white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, has to be destroyed, man. Let's go down to 13, Salakia. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Let me tell you something, white man. You're going to be destroyed because you have no humility. You have no compassion. You will enslave a people, then tell the world you freed them, and then treat them as slaves. You'll go into your chambers and create laws that make sure they never advance, and put it on public record. I could see if you had some kind of Masonic order that made Jim Crow relevant. You did it in public record. Like the Bible said, who can bring us down, man? We ain't gotta hide shit. Who can bring us down? We're gonna do these niggas like this. You can't vote. You can't live here. If they kick you out, it's cool. If you don't work, it's illegal. You get to go to jail. And the white man kind of gonna try to tell you to forget about that. There was a time in this country that if a black man didn't have a job, he went to jail indefinitely. Not 90 days. Not 30 days until he can, they help you get a job. No. Indefinitely. And you know what the deal was? Go back to the plantation. But you support this country, man. Let me tell you something, man. Let's go to 15. For the day of the Lord is near. Salaki. Gotta slow down and read this right. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. Thermonuclear war is coming soon. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, and all of our women and children. It is coming. Wake up. Your struggle is ordained. Live through it. Overcome it. And be right with the Most High when these bombs drop. Because if you think that this is not going to happen, you don't understand the Lord. As a matter of a fact, let's think about this. January 2020. I ain't going to go further back, which I could. This year, no one thought COVID-19 was real. No one thought COVID-19 was a real, destructive force. You may have heard of it. How many people had masks on? How many people was social distance? It was strange to you. The Lord can make a bomb dropping a reality also, like COVID was. It became your reality. It became the things that changed your life. So can a bomb dropping. The Bible has warned of plagues. And it's also warning of thermonuclear war. Because these people haven't stopped planning to shoot one. Trump is a sore loser. What if he say, Iran is trying to build a nuclear weapon, I'm going to take it out. That's going to be my last active president. I want to take out Iran's nuclear ambitions. And North Korea gets mad. There's so many what ifs. Why would you be on the wrong side of the Lord, man? Let's continue reading though. I'm going to start back at 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head, man. They're going to pay for that. This is why I gotta take it. Salakia. We still ain't got the Jeopardy music. Salakia. Salakia. I might put that Jeopardy music in here. Listen. The white man has done so much destruction. Wouldn't it be fair that it happens to him? Would that be wrong? Would black people really protest against white people being oppressed? Really? When I said earlier, there's been no white protest for blacks unless there was white people protesting with blacks, and we understand why. I was out there in Louisville, Kentucky, where white girls were signed talking about black cock matters. Openly. White girls talking about some new Black Panther party. Those is white girls that want black rod and niggas that want white girls. That ain't no paying for no crimes, man. White people ain't paid for their crimes. They have to. The Bible just said, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. Salakia. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. 16. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. There's a difference coming on this earth. You Africans coming over here calling black people trash? You Africans calling black people trash? You wouldn't be allowed over here, you cow dick sucker. You wouldn't even be allowed over here if it wasn't for black, Hispanic, and Native Indians fighting to love the white man. And now you get to come reap the benefit. You don't call the white man trash that destroyed your continent, took diamonds and made trillions of dollars of dust you used to kick to the side. You used to walk through diamonds. But they beat you over your head. Let white people in your country to take over. I don't know if y'all know this or not, stupid, but the richest white country in Africa is a white country. The most powerful, dominant country in Africa is a white country with nuclear weapons. We're trash. You take your ass back to Ethiopia and throw mud on you and hide from the Italians like you did, devil. Because that's what you are too. You're a deceiver of history. You're an animal. How the hell a lot of people want to associate with you? You put mud on your body and hid in the walls. And let the Italians go past you and say, we've never been conquered. Of course you ain't conquered. They couldn't find you. Cowards. Salakia. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness. Separatists, man. And the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. We're going to get what we got coming, man. It's going to happen. We going to get it. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Sorry, Tyree. Amy's gone. You can't have her. I know GMS is mad at me. I know IUI, all them different so-called fake groups, they hate Asar Naqash right now because you can't have Amy. You can't. You can have Xing Jing, okay? And not have sex with her, but Xing Jing can do your floors. Okay? A Torah top in the ninja suit can wash your clothes. Okay? Banjuka, the Samoan slave you got, can dry the clothes out and help you. Amy, sorry, we know you love them animals. You can't have her. Because there's going to be a time they are in the museum. What's that? The Madame Tussauds, whatever? In Hollywood. We used to have camp over there. Madame Tussauds, there's going to be white people in there. And our children, what the hell is that? Damn. That's crazy, De Gaulle. You know what I'm saying? Little De Gaulle. I don't know why I threw De Gaulle out there like that, but hey, little De Gaulle, you know, that's a devil. Man, you thought that T-Rex we just looked at was bad. This was the animal on the earth. That T-Rex ain't did nothing. We can't even prove that T-Rex killed one man. But we can prove this animal right here killed millions. And I don't know when Christ is going to return. I might be able to say billions, man. This is a dragon. A true live beast we're dealing with. If I may, the important thing about what we doing here in the ISUPK is we want you to know the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Now, devil is just deceiver. I'm not saying the white man got a tail and he's Salakia and he's red and you know, going through the earth with a pitchfork and with horns and all of that. I ain't saying that. I'm saying the white man as a nation, the white man, woman, and child have deceived black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Ask your white friend, should I vote? And see what they say. They're going to say yes. It's the only way you have a voice. But then we break down the electoral college to you. Then we break down voter fraud. Then we break down recounts. Then we break down what if you win the state, but the legislation of the state want Trump to win. They can do that. They can deny your vote and say Trump win. So why would these white people tell you that voting matters? Because Obadiah is telling you of destruction of white people. Zechariah is telling you the destruction of white people. I know you've dealt with racism your whole life. The last thing you want to be is racist. I understand your pain. But I'm here to tell you that racist is gorgeous. If you play the piano, you ain't shit unless you a pianist. If you fix teeth, you ain't shit unless you a dentist. Practitionist. IST is professional. And if it's dealing with your race, you better be a professional. What are you? A conformist? You professional at conforming? The I.S.U.P.K. under Commander General Yohanna, we will continue to repeat, is the only truth. This nuclear war is coming. But you worried about your mask. Wear your mask. But worry about your spirit. Your children's life. Stop being a fucking evil entity to where your children are destroyed because you love America. ISUPK Kentucky will continue to do what we're doing. We will never stop. And with that, I'm going to most definitely say this, man. The ISUPK under Commander General Yohanna is out here to get you to salvation. To get you to the truth. Because we demand it, man. Shalom.
Tell them so we bless. Tell them we bless. Tell them we bless. Tell them we bless. Tell them we bless. Tell them.